Hi Caleb, my name is Ben, and I'm going to be walking you through the session today. Before we begin, I have some information for you, and I'm going to read it to make sure that I cover everything. You probably already have a good idea of why we asked you here, but let me go over it again briefly. We are asking people to try using a website that we're working on so we can see whether it works as intended. The session should take about an hour. The first thing I wanted to make clear right away is that we're testing the site, not you. You can't do anything wrong here. In fact, this is probably the one place today where you don't have to worry about making mistakes. As you use the site, I'm going to ask you as much as possible to try to think out loud, to say what you're looking at, what you're trying to do, and what you're thinking. This will be a big help to us. Also, please don't worry that you're going to hurt our feelings. We're doing this to improve the site, so we need to hear your honest reactions. If you have any questions as we go along, just ask them. I may not be able to answer them right away since we're interested in how people do when they don't have someone sitting next to them to help. But if you still have any questions when we're done, I'll try to answer them then. And if you don't need to take a break, if you need to take a break at any point, please let me know. You may have noticed the microphone. With your permission, we're going to record what happens on the screen and our conversation. The recording will be used to help us figure out how to improve the site, and it won't be seen by anyone except the people working on this project. And it helps me because I don't have to take as many notes. Haha. Also, there are a few people from this web design team observing the session in another room. They can't see us, just the screen. If you would, I'm going to ask you to sign a simple permission form for us. It just says that we have your permission to record, and that the recording will only be seen by the people working on this project. Alright, thank you. Do you have any questions so far? No. Okay, before I look at the site, I'd like to ask you just a few quick questions. First, what is your occupation? What do you do all day? I'm a student, and I go to the gym a lot. I do a lot of homework, and just kind of hang out with my buddies all day. All right, thank you. How old are you? I am 21 now, almost 22. Now, roughly how many hours a week altogether, just a ballpark estimate, would you say you spend using the internet, including web browsing and email at work and at home? Probably 20 hours. I think around 20 hours. All right, thank you. And what's the split between email and browsing, a rough percentage? Email is probably 30%, browsing more like 70. What kind of sites are you looking for when you browse the web? Barstool Sports, Total Frat Move, I guess blogs. Do you have any favorite websites? Yeah, the ones I just mentioned. Okay, great. We're done with the questions, and we can start looking at things. First, I'm going to ask you to look at this page and tell me what you make of it, what strikes you about it, whose site you think it is, and what you can do here and what it's for. Just look around and do a little narrative. You can scroll if you want, but don't click on anything yet. Your site, I guess. Kind of like almost a resume kind of a site. It's pretty simple, not a lot of bright colors. I mean, I see your resume and email, and yeah, I'm not sure what that image, kind of repeating the same image over and over again. Yeah, guess that's it. Thank you. Now I'm going to ask you to try doing some specific tasks. I'm going to read each one out loud and give you a printed copy. I'm going to ask you to do these tasks without using search. I mean, there's no search on this page anyways, but We'll learn a lot more about how well the site works that way. Again, as much as possible, it'll help us if you can try to think out loud as you're going along. All right. Can you please try to find my phone number? There it is. Awesome, great. What about my GPA? Can you please try to find my GPA? Uh, 3.17. Great. Now, if you don't mind just going back real quick, back to the home page. Thank you. What about when did I work at Petroglyphs? Uh, June 9th, May 20, June 2009 to May 2014. Great. Now what about my two favorite hobbies? Ice climbing or climbing and running. Well, that's it. Thank you very much, and that was really helpful. Do you have any questions really about this whole process? Um, and if you excuse me for a minute, I'm just going to see if the people in the other on the team have any follow-up questions that you'd like to ask you. Do you have any questions for me that we're done? That we're done? No, I gotta go study on my exam. All right, thank you very much for your time, and I appreciate it.